All right, everybody, super excited to announce one of the newest features to Webinar Fuel. This is going to be a game changer for all of you when it comes to compliance. If you are in the digital marketing world, you have probably seen and heard that the laws around sending SMS have changed. And those laws are different based on every state, right? For instance, in the state of Texas, you can send a SMS message to people on Monday through Saturday between certain times, but Sunday is a different time. And Florida, for instance, is a completely different time. There are marketers that have been sued for violating these rules and policies. And so with Webinar Fuel, we took a proactive approach to build something that no one else in our industry has, that I think is going to help you an awful lot. So what I'm going to do is go in here and show you what we've built. It's called Quiet Hours, okay? And it's a builder that lets you go in, and I'm just going to build a new configuration, and it lets you create quiet hours for certain types of activities. So your activity type right here, inside of Webinar Fuel, you obviously have notifications, and that's where you send all of your emails and SMSs in the different buckets. You also have automation. So an automation can send an SMS to somebody based on what they did in the webinar. Did they click your CTA in the webinar? All those types of things, right? And so you get to tell this builder what bucket of communication these rules that you're about to create apply to. If you leave it empty, it will apply to all of your notifications, and it will apply to all of your automations that send out emails or SMS. You then select the day of the week, okay? What this lets you do is, let's say, I'm going to use an example. Let's say that in Texas, you can send SMS on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and you can send that SMS between 9 a.m. in the morning and 9 p.m. at night, okay? Now, again, I'm using this as an example. You will obviously want to comply with what the actual times are. But let's just say 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., okay, Monday through Saturday. So now what we're set up is we're basically saying, hey, this rule is going to block any communications going out in these two buckets here, whether it's a notification or an automation, if it is before 9 a.m. or after 9 p.m. based on this setting, okay? Then you can set up your notification types. So inside of your notification buckets, you have registered and reminder buckets, starting now buckets, attending buckets. So each one of these are buckets that send out communications. The laws and the rules in every state are different, right? In some states, it's okay to send a reminder for an event, but it is not okay to send a marketing message. So what that would mean is that if I wanted to only block my marketing messages, I would start with all the people that attended or missed, or purchased my products, right? For now, I'm just going to say, hey, I just want to block any and all messages that are notifications that go out, okay? You can also set this to block email, SMS, or both. There's not a specific use case for blocking emails right now, unless you just simply didn't want emails to go out to people at 3 a.m. for some reason, right? The main use case for this is SMS. So I'm going to tell it, I want you to block SMS, and then you select the time zone, all right? These three buckets down here, these three settings down here are the most important ones, all right? So let's just say I'm going to do this for the state of Texas. So the state of Texas, I'm looking at the central time zone because that's what time zone it's in. Now here's the two pieces down here that are extremely important. The laws are pretty clear that they apply to people that live in the states, okay? So for instance, if I select the state of Texas, all right, then what this means is that anybody that registers for your webinar with an IP address that is located in the state of Texas, this rule will apply to, okay? So this rule will apply if if the person's computer and IP address is in the state of Texas. Then basically it's saying, hey, we're not going to send out any SMS messages between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Monday through Saturday. What it does is it holds them in queue and it sends them out at the next available time. So what that would be is 9:01 a.m. right, is when it would send them. And so what this does is this tells us if somebody's in the state of Texas, then block the send. You can also go in here and you can type in Texas like this and start applying this rule to all of the Texas area codes. And let me tell you why that would be an important feature to have. And I'm just going to throw a few of these in here so that you can see. Now it's basically going to block any text messages that are going out to these area codes. Why is that important? Someone could register for your webinar while they're in the state of Florida on a vacation. So the state would be Florida. But then the webinar is not for 4 days. And by the time they get home, they're in Texas, right? Well, if they have a Texas area code, then the communication won't go out. The same thing can apply to people that maybe live in a different state. So for instance, if we were to just block area codes like this, it wouldn't block somebody that has a California area code, but they're living in the state of Texas. But because of this, it will catch that. So the idea here is this catches both use cases. It catches where the person is when they register and attend the webinar. It also catches what is the area code, right? And so let's just say that this is how we wanted to do this. What we could do is we could go in here and we could save this, okay? And when we save it, what's going to happen is it's going to set it up. It's going to automatically default to off, okay? And then you can go in and turn it on. You can always edit it at any other time. Now remember, we didn't have one set up for Sunday, right? Well, I'd already done that. So if you look right here on the edit, you can see that I have one set up here for Sunday. And Sunday, the time is different. It's between 8 p.m. and 12 p.m., right? And so I can say, hey, look, from Sunday between 8 and 12 p.m., I don't want any communications to go out. Again, you could select the buckets that you want to use, or you could just say any communications period, doesn't matter what it is. Again, you select SMS or email, and then you put in the state of Texas. You can put in your central time zone, just like this. And then you put in all the area codes and you hit save. Now what this is doing is this is blocking any SMS from going out on Sunday, okay, between 8 and 12, and any SMS the rest of the week from going out between 9 and 9, okay? And you can use this builder to build whatever you want. So as new states create new laws and they create new rules, you can go in and you can build something that fits that state law and rule, right? Pretty flexible. This is a builder, so you can build it to do whatever you want. Just to be clear, it blocks any of these things. So if it is between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. in the Central Standard Time Zone, okay, that Texas is in, it will block that message from going out, because obviously it only applies to people that are in the state of Texas when they get the SMS. And then of course, area codes blocks any of those area codes from getting that SMS between this time and this time in the Central Time Zone. And then of course, the state blocks it from the state. You can also add other time zones. So if you wanted to have Pacific, not that there's anybody in the Pacific time zone that would be in the state of Texas, but the point is you can layer in multiple time zones. So if there's a state like Florida that has part of it is in the Eastern time zone, part of it's in the Central, then you can add in Eastern and Central and it'll apply the rule to both, right? So if it's between either one, then the message won't go out. This is a huge upgrade and feature that we've built into Webinar Fuel to help all of you stay compliant with your marketing. Compliance is oftentimes one of the last things we think about, but it should be one of the first things we think about. And oftentimes I think people think about it when it's too late. And so what we've done is we've built this in so that you have the flexibility to control your marketing, control when you're sending SMSs, what day, what time. Everything is 100% flexible. I personally have not seen anything else like this on the market anywhere, not even just in webinar platforms, but anywhere. And I'm really excited to be able to roll this out to let you guys have control over your marketing and make sure that your messages are going out in a compliant way. To get to this builder, again, all you've got to do is you just go right over here into the settings of your webinar. So you select your webinar, you click on the settings, and then you'll go right here to quiet hours. You'll agree to our terms and conditions to be able to use quiet hours inside of Webinar Fuel, and then you can start building your own quiet hour rules. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up in support.